best. And if I go down, I'ma do it on my terms. And every single problem brings a lesson that I learned.
To Between the Lines, if you know what I mean. It's been quite a while. Gene and I have been really busy. We started a new business in a new state, and we're trying to launch that and get that going. And so we just haven't done this. Hopefully we can get back on track with this and continue to grow. But as usual, Gene is well prepared, and I'm not.
Not really.
Go ahead.
Please subscribe. We really need subscribers to keep this going. Otherwise, it's not really worth our time if the information's not getting out there.
Absolutely.
So
and share.
Yeah, share. So I wanted to bring up a former January 6th prosecutor that's running for Congress, and his campaign is focused on tackling. Did I say that right? Tackling.
Yeah, tackling
conspiracy theories on social media.
Conspiracy theories. So they're going to tackle themselves. The conspiracy, right. Not the theory part.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we have Will Rawlins, and of course, it's the state of California. He's announced that he's running for Congress.
Yeah,
and with his platform based on changing regulation that governs big tech social media in order to combat what he considers to be conspiracy theorists. He revealed that his political efforts are based on thinking that divisions in the U.S. are not the result of, say, differing political and ideological beliefs, but of democracy eroding lies that the media, big tech, and extremists all help spread. Rawlins is warning that unless his plan to hold said entities, media outlets, tech companies, and extremists accountable, the U.S. will be exploited by China and Russia.
Oh, they're playing that card again. Even though we're actually in a proxy war with those two countries. But I mean, really, who knows? Don't they all just kind of get together and, plan all this for the rest of us and wreck everything for us and enrich themselves? But yeah, the conspiracy theory is, it's interesting. That's the kind of a terminology they started when they decapitated that one president, Kennedy. Yeah, that's when they started that terminology to shut your mind down. So you no longer think about the actual conspiracies that they perpetuate. So this guy falls in line with it. He's either a useful idiot or he's part of it. So I guess even if he's a useful idiot, he's part of it.
Well, the funny thing he says is the issues need to be vetted and approved before being allowed to be presented. So
no freedom of speech.
Is he acting like China and Russia?
100%. 100%. Yeah, because we need that dude to tell us what we can say. And that's what we should do. I mean, you should definitely give up your freedom of speech because this a-hole says so and any other a-hole that says so. You should definitely give up your freedom of speech because why not, man? We've given up everything else, right? Yeah.
What about those who think there are actually conspiracy theories? I mean, there are people that are going to agree with this because their thought processes.
Conspiracy theories, though, is different than an actual conspiracy.
I know, but
I mean, you can theorize about all kinds of stuff.
Okay, we know what conspiracy theory was brought forward. We do to just shut people down, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have people think.
But that's not a theory. That's an actual fact. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, people need to look up information to find out before just.
I mean, really, at this point, if you can't figure it out, I mean, Jesus, you're not going to. How many things must occur?
And that's not true because we're doing this for a reason.
Well, I understand. Yeah, and I get it, kind of. We already forgot about the vid deal, what they did, what they're doing. We already forgot about what happened in Maui and what happened there. All right, we already forgot about that because it's just like constant chaos that's created to distract all of us from our actual lives and our connection with our families and God, and to keep us in a constant state of fear, which you're not supposed to be afraid, and you shouldn't be. You should just realize that these guys are playing a game. And it's a very dangerous one. And don't get caught up in it. Don't follow along, and stick with, with your gut. All right. But a lot of folks have a hard time doing that, man. They're just, indoctrination's a real thing. And some people are just really wrapped up in that. That sucks.
You can't live in front of your TV all day and expect to.
I can't even watch. Yeah, but
learn something new.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, and then
it's TV, like it's fake stuff. It's shows. It's TV.
Well, they want you to think
it's not real life. None
absolutely,
of it.
Absolutely.
Not even the news.
Yeah, just get outside, man. Just if anything, at the very least, go outside, do something. Focus on your friends and family. And you can't go wrong. Prepare for the worst and live for the best. Yeah.
And I don't even know if you know this or not, but something I wanted to talk about was who's Mike Johnson, the guy that just got Speaker of the House. I heard a little bit about what Rand Paul said, and he's talking about
what did Rand Paul
the alignment between Republicans and Democrats in advocating for another 100 billion aid package. Damn, it's an easy prediction that Speaker Johnson would support Israel because he claims to be very conservative and Christian.
I don't think.
But shouldn't he have rejected the allocation of an additional billions to Ukraine?
100%. Yeah, it's even, his name is even like Mike Johnson. It's like a super, this is a real American name. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm Mike Johnson.
Well,
it's
he's
real
from
credible.
Louisiana, I know.
Yeah.
I think he's a lawyer.
And you're really not supposed to be a lawyer and be a representative. That's not, that wasn't ever supposed to happen. But the DC is actually a corporation, and it's been that way for a while. So it's not operating as an organic government like we're supposed to have, which explains a lot of what goes on and how things are actually done and why they ignore the people, because they're not really representing the people. They're representing the corporation called the United States. So, I mean, that's a fact, man. That's not a theory or a conspiracy. That's literally a fact. So, and it's disheartening to know that. It really is.
We also need to think about these representatives that say they're Christians and conservatives. Maybe they are, but it's easy to say that nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
The action is actually going to show your separation from the evil that's been going on. If you're in there, you have to be able to have the courage to stand up and be against things that the evil side is against. Every time you get someone in there, you think that's going to be good, and then they do the same thing that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to need to show his separation big time to show that he's in there for good.
I mean, it seems to me the guys that get that position they're bought or compromised or both. So
more and more nowadays.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But the thing about Israel is like, they just get everybody on that deal, They get everybody, oh, you got to support Israel. But what is Israel? I mean, I think maybe you need to ask yourself that. What does that actually mean? Does it mean a country, or does it mean a people of God? And I think that's a really important question to ask and to know. Because, if you believe that just under any circumstances we're supporting these people, no matter what they do, what they've been doing, I mean, they're clearly slaughtering people. I mean, they've been doing that for a long time. And those two have been fighting for quite a while. And I don't know what we're going to do about that other than maybe not support it and maybe not send our money there.
Really, should we be sending our money anywhere?
No, man. No, point? Look at that. We're in deep,
we're sending
and we're
billions of dollars.
We're borrowing money, which the whole system's set up that way, guys. The whole thing. The debt will never go down until they collapse the whole thing, because our system is dead. Like the dollar in your pocket is literally a note, a loan. It's a debt-based system that's designed to fail.
We don't have the money. Our country does not have the money. Like they're borrowing the money from another.
Okay. Yeah. So the video died and we had to restart. We were talking about Israel, and what I wanted to get through is, I mean, anybody know what a false flag is? I mean, let's get real. You think that those guys actually like just flew in on this BS equipment and was able to pull this off in Israel when they've got like the strongest defenses around. I mean, we give them freaking ridiculous amounts of money. They're heavily armed. Their surveillance is top notch. But they did that, okay? They did that so that they could do what they're doing now to bring in all the stuff that they're bringing in now. Because as we all know, things have been a mess and it's escalated, and now they got to fire off some new conflict. It's just constant with these guys. It's just never ending with these people, and they want to bankrupt all of us in the process in our country and get us all fighting amongst each other. And you know, if we look at our southern border, we talked about this multiple times, just wide open. So, hey guys, be prepared, man. What's the Boy Scout motto? Always be prepared. All right, Gina, what's next?
And then again, we're talking about the new package they're asking for. Kind of goes into
Who's
the
asking
same
for
thing.
this one? Oh, Ukraine?
Biden's trying to get the new package.
Yeah, whoever.
We've already given I think it's $75 billion in assistance, and now they're wanting to do like $100 to $200 million, supposedly a military assistant package. So what do you think? I mean, we're borrowing. People think we have this money. We don't. We have zero money.
Right.
So we're
not using
borrowing
the
from
money.
other countries
We're
to
using
give
debt.
to another country,
Right.
which is totally insane.
That you and I have to pay for, you know, that you and I, anybody that's out there producing, like, we have to pay for that. You know, they're going to come get us. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, you have no right to dispute that, by the way, if you read your, I can't remember, it's the 13th or 14th Amendment. You have no right to dispute it.
We should start sharing some of that stuff.
I should
for
start adding
education.
that because to me, after
People need to
after the 10th Amendment, we basically didn't need any of the rest of them because that's just the Bill of Rights, and essentially that's what all we should be operating under. The rest of them just kind of pinned everybody in, especially the 14th.
Definitely
Yeah.
should be sharing some of that to learn
Yeah.
constitutional and Bill of Rights stuff.
Yeah,
So moving on, try to say this without getting the video.
How do we say it? I mean, we've already said enough.
Heart damage from VidShot. Need to share this because they're pushing it again. Ridiculous to get it. A new study has revealed that heart damage caused by the jab is often permanent in half of the young men who receive it.
God, I hope that's not going to be real.
This 50% doesn't even include those who die from heart attacks after it. Just last month, the CD, announced on their website that adverse events such as myocarditis are rare and short-lived. So they either do not care about the harm caused by these jabs, or they are covering up for their own disinformation.
I mean, these guys don't care. They got a plan. They already told everybody what the plan was. They just ignore it. Everybody ignores what they said.
Except for the 27-year-old or young male, the vaccine really, the vaccine's a risk. The sickness isn't. I mean, how many do you see on the front porches dying or whatever at that age? And why the push? And don't you think universities are going to be in big trouble for having mandated this? At some
Hell
point?
no. I think they're not going to. How are they going to be in trouble? I guess they could be sued, but I mean, they
I'm
probably.
hoping that lots of people are going to be in
I'm
trouble.
assuming. I
At
don't
some
know
point.
this. I'm assuming people signed a piece of paper saying they waived their rights. I don't know. Because I didn't do this thing. I'm not going to do it. So I don't know what happened. Maybe they went in there and they signed a paper, said, "Hey, yeah, we." I totally understand that this is. I'm sure that no one read it. If they did, maybe you guys can tell us. Did they inform anyone of anything? Did you sign anything?
Comment below
Comment
if you have
below.
any information.
Yeah. Oh, this is
There's no
this was
education
crazy.
worth a heart
So
issue.
right, yeah. So the next thing, just health, because we're kind of on the health thing. This was kind of nutty. So half the Americans are unable to do 10 consecutive push-ups. And is that you? Can you do 10 push-ups in a row? And if you can't, that's a problem. For real. That's a real problem. And then more than a third.
More
can't-
than half.
Oh, it was a third was the first one, wasn't it? Right? More than a third. Yeah. More than a third of the people cannot do 10 consecutive push-ups, and more than half of the population can't do 5 consecutive push-ups. Now, honestly, people, that would scare the shit out of me if I couldn't do 5 or 10 push-ups consecutively. I'm sure at some point in your age, when you get like really old, maybe you can't do that. But didn't that Jack Delaney? I mean, that dude, he just kept going. He just kept because he kept doing them. He kept doing push-ups.
I follow some older women.
Yeah.
90s.
Well, I remember
marathons and weightlifting, but you can't really stop. You got to do it.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. Mobility is freaking everything. And then stretching which is one thing that I wasn't doing. And I certainly started paying the price for that. And I'm trying to reverse that now. That's a big deal, man. You have to stretch. You got to do it. But yeah, that Jack Delaney kept going, and he did great up until the end, right?
When's the last time you sprinted?
I sprinted today. So go ahead and say that one, because that I didn't even.
This one?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Studies have shown that 95% of people over 30 years old will never sprint again.
That's crazy. You're not sprinting. Like after that age, you're just not even doing it anymore. How the hell are you going to run from something? Think about it. Seriously, there's times in this life that you may have to literally sprint your ass off to get out of harm's way. It could be anything. It could be a tree falling, something falling off a building if you're downtown, somebody running onto a sidewalk, like maybe some elderly person passed out, or anybody just died in a vehicle under. I mean, there's so many scenarios. You're running from a criminal that's trying to kill you, which you should be, armed for that shit. But you can't sprint. That's not a good idea, people. I'm not telling you get up out of your chair and start sprinting if you haven't been doing anything at all. But you definitely need to start walking. I mean, put a mile in. Start putting a mile in. Then start figuring out how you need to jog. And then start putting in some sprints, man.
Once you start being able to start sprinting, you really don't have to sprint that often.
No, you don't.
A few times, maybe 1 to 2 days a week.
Yeah.
You don't have to do 15 sprints.
Yeah, you don't have to be Usain Bolt. You don't have to do that. You probably tear a muscle at this point. But you definitely need to be sprinting. But you can't. A lot of people are not in that kind of condition. I mean, I'm out there. I'm looking around. I'm like, holy shit, what is going on? I grew up in the 80s, and there was only just a few people you would see that were just not in great shape. And now it's like there's only a few people you see, depending on what state you're in an area, that are in shape. And that's not good. That's really not good. You guys, and we're guilty of this as well. The phone, the internet. I mean, we're talking to you on the internet. And I think we spend a little too much time there. And you got to get out and get physically active. You have to, even if it's just cleaning your house and running around, and just do something, and then start exercising. I think we're actually going to provide a link below, and somebody that might be able to help you, and then look locally, whatever you can do.
Yeah, if you want to start improving your physical health a little bit at a time, we're going to add a link below. It's a local person to us that we personally know. If you want to learn anything from exercising, get programs written for you about food ingredients, what you shouldn't eat, all kinds of stuff, she can help. It's Bodica Fitness, and I will share that link below.
Speaking of food, okay, so we were in the store. Well, we were in the store just a little bit ago, but a couple of days before that, we were in the store, and I look around. I only buy certain things, and I'm looking in the store, and I'm thinking, how much crap is in the store? It's not really food. It really isn't. I realize that sounds absurd to most people, but it's not really food. If you even read the labels,
it's chemical names.
It's like just absolutely
a frozen
ridiculous.
Pizza is chemical names. I don't even know what.
There's so much non-food in the store. It's not even funny, and we're eating that. I mean, I don't eat it. I try to avoid everything like that, like the plague, because it is a plague, and it will make you very unhealthy, and you will suffer. Um, but it's amazing how much stuff's in there, and it's all basically grain oriented, processed crap. That I know that's the thing.
Getting worse.
For a while, I had this concept that it was going to get better, because organic and stuff that was grown. But now even our organic stuff, we've got people compromising that. Just crazy. You really have to have your own food security in mind. You really do. You have to get active. It's kind of crazy if you think about it that most people are relying on some other dude or company to grow their food. Like, that's kind of absurd, really.
You know what's cool about it, though?
What?
We've gotten so far away from taking care of our own and being home with our family and cooking that it's kind of reversing it. People are waking up and they're going back to homesteading and making their own bread and pulling their kids out of school and teaching them at home. It's kind of reversing a lot of that, and that's kind of a good thing.
It is. I feel like it's I guess the pendulum always swings from one absurdity to the next. But guys, I mean, really what you're putting in your body is going to dictate what happens with you long term and even short term. So take it serious. You really need to take it serious, because if you can't run, walk, do 10 push-ups, get out of somebody's way, if you can't at least defend yourself, this might not be it might not be looking bright down the future for some. Just my opinion, but I've got eyes to see. Are we done?
Mm-hmm. I said enough.
Yeah. All right. We probably said too much, actually. So be the line, guys, and we'll try to do this more often. And like and share, and we'll have links down below if you want to support anything we do or people we know.
See you later.
Later.